Okay, apparently there's a video out that liberals will never probably stop talking about. This is really an exception. According to Newsweek, a video that captured bystanders rushing to the aid of a white police officer who was being beaten by a black he was trying to arrest has gone viral. Okay, I don't have the video yet, but so basically, what happened here, it's not clear exactly where or when the incident captured in the video took place, but it starts with the officer attempting to detain a black suspect in the street. Um, and the male voice says, "Man, I didn't have nothing to do with this shit." And a male voice is heard saying as the officer drags the man toward the vehicle. It's not clear drags. They use these words. It's not clear. I don't understand why is it that blacks always have to mount, back a police officer. If you think you're innocent, you can't try a case on the street on the sidewalk. Go to police booking. They're gonna give you a bench warrant. You show up and you make your case then. You don't make your case to the police officer while they're arresting you. It's not clear what the black male was being arrested for. Well, I'm sure he wasn't pleasant. The officer is then seen struggling to place the black male in handcuffs as he tries to get away. Of course, where do they think they're going to run away to? Where do they think they're going to run? I mean, the cops know who they are. They know who they are. And as cowards, these black criminals, they always hide in the same place, their mother's homes or their girlfriend's apartment. And they always find them under the bed somewhere, under their girlfriend's uh, bed, or they're hiding in the basement somewhere. I mean, where do you think you're running to? Why? It's kind of like Rodney King when he was arrested. Well, when he was arrested, actually he was stopped. I'm sorry, I'll take that back. He was stopped for a broken lamp on his car. It's like a $40 ticket. And what does he do, the genius? He floors it. He takes off. Being chased by LA police with those cars, LA police units, they have those powerful GM uh, engine cars, not to mention, of course, the helicopters overhead with the floodlights. And they run away. Where do you think you're running to? They're going to catch you sooner or later. After a brief scuffle, he manages, the criminal, he manages to force the officer to the ground and starts repeatedly punching him in the face. Then two other black males, according to the story, are seen dragging the other black male from the officer. The camera pans away from the officer and shows the two men, joined by several others, also struggle to restrain the black male. One of the men is seen punching him, and another manages to get him on the ground. The man continues to struggle as he is pinned down by one man, while others kick and punch him repeatedly. Okay, well, I guess he was probably like a neighborhood drug dealer. They probably didn't like him in the first place. What normally happens is that when a police is on the ground, other blacks join in to brutalize the police officer. That's what usually happens. This is like one in a million that they actually came to the aid of the police officer. The officer soon arrives and places the man in the handcuffs while he is still being held down. At one point, it appears the man restraining the suspect places a knee on his neck. All right, so you have blacks placing a knee on the back of this other criminal, and a woman appears to intervene to get him to change position. Seconds later, the second officer arrives on the scene and moves the man restraining the suspect away. It's cool, it's cool, the first officer says as the clips end. I mean, it's like if you got a grudge against the police, don't mount at them. I mean, they're just going to get the cops uh, more pissed off. I mean, you see this with the George Floyd case and every other case. They start mounting at the police. Stop moving those fat lips and cooperate. You get booked. You get taken to central booking. They give you a bench warrant. You show up 2 weeks later, and you make your case that you're innocent. You don't make your case to the cop. The cop, somebody called the cops. Somebody, usually the vast majority of 911 calls are made by blacks. The vast majority, over 90% of 911 calls are made by blacks reporting on other blacks. Okay, or whites reporting on black criminals. So the bottom line is, don't mouth back at the police officer. Okay, and if you don't like white cops, if you don't like cops, you in the black community out there, don't call them. Set up your own police force. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you anything. No reparation, no affirmative action, no quotas. You got these white liberals that do it because they want your vote. But nobody owes you anything. Get that through your head. If you cannot make it, you got immigrants that come from God-forsaken lands like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. They come to this country and they make something out of themselves. They send their kid to Harvard and Yale in no time at all because they work hard. How about like trying to do the same thing? Now, you've been in this country longer than anybody. You've been in this country for over 100 years. You were so called liberated. In 1865, you had a chance to go back to Africa, but you didn't. You chose to stay here. So why don't you cooperate at the very least with the cops and get a job? Get a job.